Pratita kripaya Sri Guru Tam Natosmi. Bancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa shinubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Om Vishnupad Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj, all Rupanuga Guru Varga, all devotees. Thank you for coming, guests. So, two type of desire. Okay, Sophie, those who want to become chocolate and those who want to taste chocolate. Which is best? But before you answer, think carefully. Chocolate cannot taste itself. So if one loses one's identity in chocolate, how can he taste? Impossible. Right? So many people, their goal is to merge with God. They have a conception, God is like ocean, I'm like glass of water. Glass of water will go in the ocean, become one with the ocean. Is it really true? Number one, is the soul really like a glass of water? Comparison, you cannot give same comparison. In quality, they are the same. But ocean is unlimited and glass of water is very small. Also, if you put the glass of water in the ocean goes up by one glass of water. So the glass of water is still there. So many people think God is a white light, an effulgence, Gyan Sarup, existence, and I will merge with Him. They consider the existence of the individual soul to be a result of illusion. And you remove that illusion when you become one with Brahma again. Most people fall into that category. Because by own mind and intelligence, you can only reach that and nothing more. But Sophie, if you merge, right, if you merge with Brahman, this is one type of spiritual suicide. Because you're extinguishing your existence. You're extinguishing your individuality. So they call spiritual suicide. Just like we should fear the mouth of a tiger. Raghunath Goswami, he says, Kata mukti nasuni bhyagra iti nayana. Mukti, Kaivalya mukti, the idea of merging, this is like the mouth of a tiger. One who goes in the mouth of a tiger never comes out again. So, tiger we should not fear too much, because tiger cannot destroy the soul. But this conception of merging, this is worse than any tiger. So, to experience something, you have to be different from it, right? Hence the chocolate example. If I'm different from chocolate, I can taste it. But if I become chocolate, I cannot taste it. Nectar cannot taste itself. To taste nectar, one has to be different from it. So, it's not up for me to make up your mind for you, Sophie, but just understand there are two very different conceptions in spiritual life. And everyone, at the end of the day, comes to this point. Does God have form? Or does He have no form? Sophie, what do you think? You don't have to answer. Beyond what? So those who've experienced, have experienced explaining this, what I'm saying. Therefore devotees like Prahlad, he said the happiness of merging with Krishna, this is like the water contained in the hoofprint of a calf. How much is there? 200 grams? But the happiness of serving Krishna, this is like an ocean. So Krishna Das Abhiman Eyananda Sindhu. Tar Age Brahma Sukh Nahi Ekabindu. The happiness of service to Krishna is like an ocean. And the happiness of merging with him, this is like not even comparable to one drop. First point, the soul can never merge with Krishna. Guru Maharaj would say there is no example in any scripture of anyone ever merging with Krishna. Because the soul is eternal. It cannot, in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, soul cannot be cut, soul cannot be dried, soul cannot be burned, soul cannot be merged. Soul has an eternal, individual identity. So tonight we want to talk about these two conceptions, Sophie. Little challenging, no doubt. No? But if you hear both conceptions, you can make your own mind up. Which one is superior? Right? Just like it's a fault to act above your qualification, it's also a fault to act beneath your qualification. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, when we're walking, first we become situated enough where we are now. Then I move forward. But to move forward, Maya, to move forward I have to give up the previous conception, otherwise I cannot go forward. So progress by its own nature means elimination. So if one is interested in the concept of eternal love of God, because love means two, right, Sophie? Just say yes, it's easy. Love always means two. No one can say, I love myself. That is one type of madness. No. Love means surrender, offering, serving someone else. So all scriptures describe the ultimate goal of life is Bhagavat Prem, love of God. So to love him, you must have a separate existence from him. But the soul, does it really have a separate existence? We cannot answer yes, we cannot answer no. So the scriptures say yes, no. Abed is there. We are not different from Krishna, like spark from a fire. We come from him. How are we different from him? We are not different. But so if we to say we are the same, that is also a fault. Like a spark from a fire is not different, but it's not the same. Spark is small, limited, tiny, atomic consciousness. The soul is Anu Chaitanya, atomic consciousness. And the Supreme Soul, he is Vibhu Chaitanya, unlimited consciousness. We are controlled by illusion, but he is never controlled by illusion. He is Maya Adish. He is the Lord of illusion, beyond illusion. So these eternal differences always remain. Okay? Don't become sad, Sophie, become happy. If you can hear this, it's a very rare thing. Very rare thing. If you like, after class, I didn't want to talk about it too much tonight. Have you read Bhagavad Gita? Just after class, just 5 minutes, we'll just show you some verses. Krishna talks very clear about this. No? So, devotion and merging, two completely different concepts. No? So, if one merges, then devotion is lost. No? Understand strongly. It said, Tada madhya moksha vansha koitav pradhan jaha hoite Krishna bhakti hoile antadyan. The desire to merge, if there's even one smell of that in the heart of the individual, devotion to Krishna runs far away. So, just pointing out two paths. Maybe you've never even heard of the second path, where the soul is accepted as an eternal servant of Krishna, not a temporary servant. Many people chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Many people, they engage in the Vedic practices. It looks like outside they have devotion, but inside their goal is to become Krishna, to become one. So that means they think devotion is just a temporary means to achieve oneness, to become God. But we say no. Devotion is the practice, but when one achieves devotion, when one achieves perfection, devotion will still be there. Devotion is never lost. Like a green mango and a ripe mango. Same mango, only difference in maturity. So now we are practicing, we are sadhaks. Means we are trying to engage the mind and the senses in the service of Krishna. We are trying. little force is there sometimes by intelligence. This is good for you. Even though sometimes we feel not so much taste, but still intelligence helps us to understand, even though you may not have taste, it's the best thing. So this is Vaidhi Bhakti, sadhan bhakti. By one's own endeavor, one tries to engage the mind and the senses in the service of the Supreme Lord. This is called bhakti. It said, Isti sarasikaraga parama veshchatata. Wow. Many definitions of devotion. Attachment to Ishvara, to God. Isti sarasikaraga. Anurags, deep attachment to Ishvara, the Supreme Lord. This is called bhakti. One definition. The Sandili Bhakti Sutra, there it said like that. No? Attachment to Krishna is called bhakti. Then, what's that one? Rishi Kena Rishikesha Seva Bhakti Uchtate. No? One name of Krishna is Rishikesh. Have you been to Rishikesh? Right. Who's Rishikesh? Krishna. Ish means controller, God. Rish means the senses. Because the Supreme Lord Krishna, He created the senses and the mind. It's His energy. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. This is my, what does He say? This is my material energy. But a superior potency is there, the soul. But these senses also belong to Him. They come from Him ultimately. They're His. So to engage the senses in the service of Rishikesh, Krishna, this is called bhakti. But Guru Maharaj would say, but the best definition given by anyone is given by Rupa Goswami. And our Gurudev, maybe 2 years, he just went everywhere just speaking on this verse, again and again. What is it again? Anya bilasita sunyam gyan karmadi navritam anukulena krishna nusilanam bhakti uttamano. Everything has its definition in the scriptures. We cannot just make something up, even though it's very common these days. So what is the definition of devotion? Bhakti. Bhaj dhatu means in Sanskrit to serve. Who is not serving? Sophia, are you serving? Everyone is serving. The tongue, what do you want? Ice cream? Yes, yes. Serving the tongue. Serving the eyes. What do you want now? Facebook? Yes, yes, I want. I'll give you, don't worry. Everyone is serving. Even the most selfish person in creation, very busily he is serving mind, senses, genitals, stomach. No one is without service. The dog is serving. The mother is serving. Father is serving. Everyone is serving. Trees are serving. But the real service should be to whom? Who is the supreme object of service? No? The supreme enjoyer. That is one. The cause of all causes. So Bhakti Yoga means the yoga of joining through service. If you love someone, you serve them. Like if I said to Joanna, I'm dying of cancer, give me $10,000. Maybe would not give. Anyway, that was meant to be a joke. My Shiksha Guru Trivika Maharaj would say, if I was dying of cancer, how much money would you give me? Oh, 100 rupees, 200 rupees. But your wife was dying of cancer. You would clean out your bank account without 1 second and everything for her service. Because where there's relationship, where there's love, there is service. Right, Maya? Back to Master. Huh? Yes, very busy server. Everyone has to serve, no one can avoid. But service to this world give bondage, and service to Krishna give liberation. So that is sweet bondage. Anyway, Bhakti Yoga means to serve. If you love, there is dedication, service. So what is the definition of pure devotion? So, anya bilasita sunyam gyan karma denavritam anukulena krishna nusilanam bhakti uttama. No? First, who is the object of service for perfect devotion? That is only Krishna. No? Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Rishikesh Govinda seva na devya puja puja. Devya dev na puja devi deva. Those who serve me never serve anyone else. No Shiva, no Brahma, no Ganesh, no one. That is Krishna's blessing he gives in Bhagavad. Sarvadharma, give up everything, come to me alone. You know that verse? Sarvadharma parityajya. Mamekam saranam braja. Aham tvam sava papyabhyo mokshisyami masucha. This is the last verse almost that Krishna speaks in the book. Conclusion. Whatever I may have said or may not have said, Arjuna, you just forget that. Give up everything. All other attachments just become attached to me. And if there is some fault in that, one may think, well, what about my parents? What about my wife? What about my children? What about the demigods who give us earth, who give us water, air, food? What about the parents who give this body? No. What about the other trees who give fruits? No. Vegetables? The cows who give milk? I am indebted. The earth who maintains us? I also have some debt to them. Krishna says, no. All are indebted to me. So just give up everything, surrender to me. And if there is a fault, Krishna gives blessing. Masucha, I am responsible. I take responsibility for that also. So, devotion means to give up all other attachments and surrender to Him. Serve Him. So, anukula, with a favorable mood, out of affection. To serve Krishna with anukulena Krishna, to serve Him with affection, affectionate mood, with sneha, right? We say, with heart melting, full of affection. How can I please Him? This is called anukulena. Anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhakti uttam. Anushilanam means there should be some constant effort, like a flow of honey from a jar, constantly moving. You said you want stillness, but I'm sad to say, Sophie, stillness is the enemy of devotion. Love can never be still. Love means constantly, what can I do for Him? What can I do for Krishna? So Srila Sridhar Maharaj used to say, peace is the enemy of devotion. Devotion means restless. How can I satisfy? How can I do more? How can I please Him? This desire constantly in the heart, and this gives such a taste. This gives such a sweetness, that all other things appear insignificant compared to that. So, anukulena krishnanu silanam. Some effort should be there. Always hearing, always chanting, always remembering, always offering prayers, always serving, constantly, 24 hours a day. Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj, who said, I did a lot of service. There was no one more sinful than that person. Because devotee thinks, no matter how much they do, I could not do anything. I wish I had thousands of more bodies to do more service for Him. So this mood is the life and soul of devotion. And Sophia, this mood is eternal. And that mood is the highest thing. There is nothing more than that. Why? Because this attracts even Krishna. Right? What can attract the all-attractive? Only one thing, this mood. No. Don't mind. You want stillness for your own pleasure. But devotee don't like that. They're always ready. What Krishna wants, I'm ready for that. So this mood is constantly, like always increasing every moment. And the nature one who has that mood, they have no other desires. No desires for mystic perfections. No desire for na yoga siddhim na apuna bhuvamscha. No desire for freedom from birth and death. No desire for yogic powers. No desire for heavenly planets. No desire for anything in this world or any other world except His service. So this, when devotee has this mood is like a flower. And Krishna is like a bee. So Sri Krishna Karshani Chatsa. This mood will attract Krishna. Understand, Joanna? How can the minute attract the infinite? Only by a mood of love, by a mood of service. Imagine, Sophia, there was someone who came to your house every day, wiped the windows, raked up the leaves, washed your car. And when you ask, please stop, what do you want? I pay you. No. What do you want? I just want you to be happy with it. And if they really meant it, how could you repay that person? Impossible. Could never repay someone who's really doing out of pure love like that. So today we want to talk about these two conceptions. The conception of those who merge and the conception of those who don't merge, but maintain their separate individual existence and continue with the loving service. So today, being inspired by Joanna's life history,
Jessica.
huh?
Jessica.
Jessica,
And Sophie.
her as well.
Sophia.
Sorry. Okay, Sophie. So, two main impediments for devotion, right? If someone's in the audience thinking, well, this is not for me, there's a reason. Two impediments are there. One is the impersonal conception of God. God has no individual form. And another one is material attachment, right? So, these two things are like ghosts. Not that we have much experience in England, but someone haunted by a ghost, they think they're someone else. They call it schizophrenia, right? When someone thinks there's someone else, we call that person mad. So in this world, everyone haunted by one of these two ghosts, or many have both of them. I am this body, and what belongs to this body is mine. That is the ghost of materialism. Or even worse, I am this body, I am matter. When this bag of stool is happy, I'm happy. Right? Materialism. But these are not so dangerous, because everyone can understand materialism have no real connection to the soul. Cannot hold them. Like roots on a mushroom. Easy to pull out. But the second ghost, the ghost of thinking God has no form, this ghost is very old disease. The ghost of impersonalism. So Krishna knows very nicely our problems. The cause, the reasons for our causeless aversion to Him. What did Krishna do wrong that we like to serve everything in the creation except for Him? What was Krishna's fault? Nothing. So all souls in this world, since time without beginning, have this aversion to Him. Why should I serve Him? Why should He be the center? Why should He be the enjoyer? I will be the center. I will be the enjoyer. Krishna says, Iswara aham aham bhakta. Those with demonic mentality think, I am God, I am the Lord, I am the enjoyer. Ishwara aham aham bhakta. And everything in this world is my property for my enjoyment. So, Krishna is very kind, we have forgotten Him, but He never forgets us. So tonight is one history. We said a little bit, Krishna came 500 years ago in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Right? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bharate bharata abhutanam adharmasya tadatmajam srijam yaham. Krishna says, I appear in every age in my original spiritual form. No. Does someone cause his appearance? No. Tadatmajam, Atma means myself. I am the cause of my own appearance. Like, we appear because mother and father, right? We appear because of past karma. But don't think Krishna is like that. Why he appears? His own desire. So, tadatmajam srijamyaham. I appear in every age. So, now is Kali Yuga, we were saying. No? 4 ages. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. This is the Vedic time. No? So, Sukta, when Krishna appeared, when Krishna was born, no? Then in India, baby is given a name only after 7 days or 10 days. 10 samskars for the child. Even before impregnation, one ceremony is there. Before the child is even put in the womb. Then a high-class soul will come. No? Then the Garbhadan samskar. Now, there are many, many like this. When the baby is born, cutting the umbilical cord, another samskar, another ceremony, ritual, they say. Then child, when given a name, I think that's the 3rd or 4th. Many, many other. Actually, some say 8 main one. And last one is death, of course. So when Krishna was born, Krishna appeared, then father also wanted to give name together, because Krishna and Balaram. So in the Vedas, according to the time the child is born, exactly the time, the astrologer looks at the stars, makes calculation, or the name of this child should begin with this letter, or this letter, or this letter of the alphabet. Very scientific. This is favorable for the child. So they can calculate by that. So when Krishna came, Krishna and Balaram, then each had their mother, Rohini and Yasoda. So they wanted to test, the astrologer really knows, or maybe he's just cheating. So they swapped babies. How astrologer will know. But Gargacharya is a great knower of the science of astrology, Jyotish Ved, Jyotish Shastra. So he no need even to make any calculation, just by meditation he can understand. I've heard even still today in India, there's some astrologers, when you walk into their office, immediately they look at the clock. And from that they can understand the time of your birth, because you were destined to come exactly at that time. Amazing. Huh? You can imagine how powerful they have knowledge. When you walk in, you are destined to come exactly that time. So from that they can calculate everything about you. No need to look at any chart or go on the computer, nothing. So even these days people have that power. Imagine the power of Gargacharya. So when he saw Krishna, first he saw Balaram, Ayahi Rohini Nan. This is the child of Rohini, pointing to the child on the lap of Yasoda. Then many things he spoke about. This child would have unlimited strength, therefore his name would be Bal. No. Sankarshan, he joins the family of Nanda and Vasudev, therefore his name is Sankarshan. Many, many names, he said. He gave happiness to everyone, therefore his name is Ram, Balaram. But when he meditated on Krishna, then he becomes stunned. This is not just some other incarnation. 6 incarnations of the Supreme Lord, 6 different types of incarnations. Yuga avatar who comes in every age, right? No. Manvantara avatar in one day of Brahma, 14 Manus who comes to establish the rules of human society, that is called Manvantara avatar. The Guna avatar who controls the material nature, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. These also one type of incarnation of Krishna called Guna avatar. What else is there? Shakti Vesh avatar. Krishna's power enters someone, they perform some extraordinary activities. That is called Shakti Vesh. Anyway, 6 Purusha avatar who perform the creation. 6 types of incarnation. But Gargacharya meditated, this child is none of these. This child is the source of all of them. So he becomes stunned. That's why so much power. He can understand so much opulence, but so much sweetness. He could. What is this? Normally all the incarnations have so much power. But this child have more power than anyone, but so sweet. He goes, what do? Do I do this and offer prayers? Or do I embrace him and hug him because so attractive? He said, if I do like this, everyone will say, Gargacharya is mad, why he's doing this to a small baby? And if I do like this, then they say, Gargacharya lost his mind. Why such a great Vedic scholar is playing with children? So even Gargacharya become confused. What I do? How I behave? So he said, this child, Suktararkats Tatapita Ida Krishnanam Gataha. This child, what did he say? He appears in every age. Sometimes in white complexion, sometimes in red complexion, sometimes in yellow complexion. In this age, Kali Yuga, Krishna appears in yellow complexion. And now all these forms have appeared in this blackish complexion child. So, who is the incarnation of this present age of Kali Yuga? Sophie. If we don't know, we will definitely be cheated. But no need to be cheated, because the Vedas clearly describe which incarnation appears when, what color they are, where they appear, what they will teach. All the incarnations are mentioned since the beginning of creation. No need to make up new incarnations. Anyway, so Krishna appears in a golden complexion in this present age. And what does he teach? Devotion. Krishna varana matvisa Krishna sa angopangasta parshadam yagne sankitana praya yajanti hi sumedasa. Krishna will appear in this age in a golden complexion. Krishna varana matvisa Krishna. He is Krishna, but he is not black. Right? Krishna means black. Where's Krishna? There he is. See him there in the middle? Oh, there, you can see him on the altar. See how black he is? Krishna means black. Krishna means all attractive. Shamsundar, black but supremely handsome, like millions of cupids. So this incarnation, he is Krishna, but he's not black, he's golden complexion. And what's he doing? Krishna Varnam. Always he's speaking the two syllables. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Right? We said in the beginning, chocolate cannot taste itself, but maybe chocolate has heard chocolate is a great thing. Krishna hears there's nothing sweeter than him, so he wants to taste himself. Therefore he comes in the mood of devotee. Therefore he's Krishna. But what's he always doing? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He wants to taste himself through devotion. So even God has to become in the mood of devotion to taste himself. Okay. So, he came to this world to reclaim all type of souls. Because we've forgotten him, therefore we are suffering. No. But he never forgets us, therefore he comes again and again. So many incarnations he has come. He sends the Vedic scriptures through the Guru Parampara, generation after generation after generation. Everyone gets a chance. The facility for perfect knowledge is always there. But who is listening? Soul has independence. No. Soul not easily surrendered to Krishna. Because so much pride, so much false ego. No. So, this incarnation is very kind. He gives love of Krishna freely. Therefore, this love of Krishna is like a flood. Pramabhanya loyonite katiyo mohan. This flood touched everyone 500 years ago. Okay. Only one group of people escaped. They saw the flood and they ran the other way. Who is that? The followers of Sankaracharya. Very strongly they believe God has no form. These forms of Krishna, these all incarnations, these are all material. They believe like that. They believe Krishna's form is material. But all scripture says Krishna's form is never material. Krishna's form is Namami Swaram Sachidananda Rupam. Krishna's form is never material. It's made of eternality, knowledge and bliss, but never material. But these people, for some reason, they're obsessed with the idea God has no form. So even they believe the incarnations, these are also material, illusionary. A bit like the Buddhists. The Buddhists believe everything is illusion. Even they believe Buddha is illusion. If you scratch it beneath the surface. Everything is illusion, even the teachings of Buddha are also illusion. So Lord Chaitanya's mercy attached everyone. The blind, the foolish, the proud, the wealthy, those in high families, those in low families, the fools, the scholars, everyone. But only one group ran away. That was these people who think I am God. Right? They say, God is everywhere, God is everything, but you say Krishna is God, they say no. Classic. Everything is God, but when you say, okay, Krishna is God, no, he's not God. I'm God. God is within me. Salva Kalavamidam Brahma. There is nothing higher than me. I am the absolute truth. They believe like this. This one type of madness. Anyhow. So, 500 years ago, he attracted everyone. You hear stories of Lord Chaitanya in this book. Hundreds of thousands of persons would follow him everywhere. Like mad persons. Like he sang in this song. Like bumblebees attracted by the flower, by the lotus. Because Krishna possesses unlimited beauty. He is the supreme attractive. And we, by nature, are to be attracted. That is the nature of the individual souls. So, only this small group of persons were resisting his beauty. And always criticizing. So Lord Chaitanya came to the city of Varanasi. Have you been to India, Sophie? Oh. There is famous, even now, so strong this mood there in this city. This is the city of Lord Shiva. Why that's Shiva's job? To bewilder everyone. He's the Lord of illusion, the Lord of ignorance. So his followers mostly like that. Not all, but mostly like that. So Chaitanya, he would go. Okay, let me read. Do you mind? I just read something from this, no? So, there's really no light in this room. Can you move this lamp over a little bit for me? Sorry. Going blind in old age, no? Paruka pasanda karma ninda kariviyat tara prabhupaya hoy avanat. Sorry about the disturbance. When Lord Chaitanya came, his mercy touched everyone. Everyone became devotees of Krishna, including the student community, the offenders. God bless you. The critics all surrendered to Lord Chaitanya because he's Krishna himself. You push it over a bit more. Oh, the trials of old age. Just beginning. So, aparak shame dubilo prem jal kibo idaibe prabhu prema mahajal. His mercy touched everyone. Everyone gave up their antagonistic nature, became servants. Sabha nistadite prabhu kripa abata sabha nistadite kori chaturiyapa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna, he appeared in this world to deliver all fallen souls. He devised many methods to catch them. So tabe nija bhakta koilo yatamalech adi sabe edaila matra koile mayavadi. He converted even the meat eaters. Right? Good old England. He converted even the meat eaters and the Yavans. Malecha means who cannot pronounce Sanskrit, those who have no touch with the Vedic culture. They're called Malechas, and the Yavans, the meat eaters. So his beauty was such, even the meat eaters, even those against the Vedas, also become his servants. They were also delivered. Only one group avoided him, the followers of Sankaracharya. Only they ran away from the flood. So when Lord Chaitanya passed through Varanasi, this city of Varanasi is the center of these type of persons who have this mentality. I am God, you are God. No, we are all God. We are all the Absolute. We are all the Supreme. The Supreme is within you. He is not outside. He is inside you. Right? This feeling is called Mayavadi. They believe, do you want to put some more wood on the fire? They believe Krishna's form is illusion. They believe devotion is also illusion. They're called Mayavadis. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go, millions of people would follow him. All would chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Tears would pour from their eyes, their hairs would stand on end, their voice would be choked in ecstasy. No? So this group of monks, sannyasi means like monk, renunciant. Everyone was so much attracted, except this small group of guys. And they would say, Sannyasi hoye koi garana nachan na kore vedanta pat kore sankirtan. This sannyasi, they mean about Lord Chaitanya. This sannyasi is a cheater, a pretender. He is not studying the Vedanta, he is not studying scripture, he is not doing meditation, he is just chanting and dancing. No. Murkha sannyasi nija dharma nahi jani bavu khoye fere bavu kere sane. Murkha means he is illiterate, he has no knowledge. No. Fool. Nija dharma nahi jani, he does not know anything about his real nature, his real responsibility, real dharma. He is a sentimentalist. And he is just surrounded by other sentimentalists, fools. No? So Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, the super soul in the heart of everyone. He's Krishna, right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridisanavisto. I am in the heart of everyone. From me comes knowledge, from me comes remembrance, and from me comes forgetfulness. Where did ignorance come from, Sophie? God's energy comes from God. No. If you want that, he gives that, ignorance. If you want knowledge, he gives that also. Depends what you want. So he knew everything what they were saying. So he just smiled. He not said anything. So in this city was a few devotees like Chandrasekhar. When Lord Chaitanya was married, then that marriage was performed pretty much in the house of Chandrasekhar. He did the fire sacrifice for Lord Chaitanya's marriage. So he had relationship from before. No? As well, there was from Bangladesh one devotee called Tapan Mishra. No? Lord Chaitanya, before he gave up everything, he was teaching. So he went to Bangladesh because Lord Chaitanya's birthplace is called Mayapur, just next to the border of Bangladesh, like 20 kilometers away. Have you been there? You went to Mayapur. My God, you have buckets of good fortune, don't you? How was it? Interesting, so beautiful, no? So sweet. The Ganga's there, everything. So Bangladesh is literally 20 miles from there, the border of Bangladesh. So Lord Chaitanya went there as a youth. Then there was one Brahmin, one learned man, but he was confused. He could not understand the goal of life or how to achieve it. He was bewildered, but it's sadhana and sadhya. What's my goal? How do I get there? He was bewildered. So he had a dream. One effulgent person said, there was one person, Nimai Pandit, you go to see him. He knows everything. Don't think he is an ordinary human being. He is Krishna himself. So Tapan Mishra went and met Lord Chaitanya. This is like many years ago. And Lord Chaitanya told him about the chanting of the names of Krishna and the goal of life, which is love of Krishna. So Tapan Mishra, Chandrasekhar, a few others, they were there in this city. And they were surrounded by these persons who were always against devotion. So they were not very happy there. So Lord Chaitanya would never accept food here and there, only from the hand of devotees. So in India they're always having big religious festivals, inviting everyone. But Lord Chaitanya would never go. No? He never liked to mix with these type of persons. No? Their mind is a different mind. So he would avoid them. But one devotee, he'd become very sad. They're always criticizing you, always I have to hear this. It gives me so much distress. How can I live here? So Lord Chaitanya, he begged Lord Chaitanya, you please come to this meeting. Please you come. No? So Lord Chaitanya agreed. So we'll hear what happened. So at that time he instructed Sanatana Goswami. Those instructions are given later in this book, like Madhya Lila chapter 20. No? So the devotees approached Lord Chaitanya and said, Kotek sunebe Prabhu tumar nindan. How long can we tolerate hearing people criticizing you? We cannot tolerate. We rather commit suicide, give up our lives, than hear this criticism. No? They're always criticizing. We cannot tolerate this. This criticism breaks our heart. So late. Come. What's your names? Sash. Okay. Thank you for coming.
Sorry.
Now you won't be able to follow what's going on. We're telling one history from 500 years ago. Do I have to fill in? A little bit. Right? There's two types of people, those who believe God have no form and those who believe God have form. Right? So those who believe God has no form, they believe they are God. You know? I'm God, you're God, everyone's God. I merge with God, I become that, I am that. All this theory. So this idea is very opposed to the idea of eternal devotion. So Krishna met these old guys who are saying Krishna doesn't exist. Krishna met them. And this is what happened. So this Brahmin, he fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. Osi nivedan kori charana dariya ek vastu magan deha prasana hoya. Please, I beg you again and again, you come to this festival. You come. I know you have nothing to attain there. You have no selfishness. But I am requesting you, for me, because we have to live here. We always have to hear this. We cannot tolerate. So please come. So this man said, I have invited all the leaders of this group, the Mayavadis they call, who believe God have no form. I have invited all of them to my house for one big, like Dharma Sabha they call, like religious meeting. Like here is a little one, right? Only one guy speaking about spiritual topics. But Dharma Sabha means many, many very learned persons all speaking and some discussion, maybe some argument. And who has the best conception, then everyone, who can defeat everyone and establish their conception, everyone accept that. So, this Brahmana, he requested, please, tomorrow I've invited everyone. Please come, please come. So, I know you never mix with these people, I know, because they have no mood of devotion. But I am requesting you, please be merciful to me and accept my invitation. So Lord Chaitanya smiled and he agreed to go. So the next day he went to this festival and he saw all the big leaders, the Mayavadis, like I'm sitting on a throne, like a dog in a show. So they're all like this. And so proud because they do not believe they are servants, they believe they are God. I am God, I am one with God. So how much they have pride sitting on their big seats, you can imagine. And Lord Chaitanya came. Who is he? Krishna himself. But what did he do? He did not go up onto the big seat. He went where everyone washes their feet. And he sat there. Then all the guys on the big thrones become shocked. What behavior is this? So, Lord Chaitanya showed something of his mystic potency. He's Krishna. Right? One name of Krishna is Yogeshwara. All mystic power he has as his servant. So he showed a little power, some effulgence from his body. This is nothing for Krishna. So, Prabhav Akashila Sab Sanyasi Raman Utila Sanyasi Sab Chariya Asan. This is called Asan. So when they saw this young sannyasi, Krishna, so handsome, so effulgent, like millions of cupids, beautiful. At the same time, thin waist like a lion, broad chest like a lion, gold, like his complexion like purified gold. More, even though so effulgent, such a coolness you get by looking at him. So it's said, cooler than millions of moons. Like when you see the moon, how you feel happy. Imagine millions of moons, how cooling. Yet so effulgent at the same time. So sweet like millions of nectar drinks. More kind than millions of mothers. Deeper than millions of oceans. They got off their seats and went to him. They all stood like this, offering respect. And Lord Chaitanya sitting where they wash their feet. The leader of these Mayavadi, the guru, his name was Prakashananda. So Prakashananda naam sarva sannyasira pradhan prabhu ke kohelo kichu korela saman. So Prakashananda, the guru, the leader, he came also like this to give some respect. And what he said, Iha Aisha, Sunaho Shripad, Apavir Stan Boishikobe Ashabad. Oh, great soul, Goswami, they say. Aise Isha. What did he say? Iha Aise Sunovo Shripad. Shripad means great, respectful person. Why are you sitting in that dirty place? Come here to the big seat. Come here. No. Why are you depressed? Why you are sad sitting in this dirty place? Prabhu koi hoy hai amehuina sampradaya tumi sabara sabaya basita naya. You are all great, learned persons. Perfect control of your mind and senses. You are all worshipful. I am a low-class person. I cannot sit with you. So I sit here. This is God, right? What does God mean, Sophie? Bigger than the biggest, but smaller than the smallest. You have no false ego. Why everyone love Krishna? Only Krishna have these qualities. The supreme worshipful deity. At the same time, he think, I am nothing. No pride at all. So, Lord Chaitanya said, you are great or learned persons. I cannot sit with you. I am a low-class person. Because I didn't know he is Krishna. I thought he's just some human. However, Prakashananda caught his hand by force and took him onto the seat. He said, Puchile tuma naam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Keshav Bharati Shishya Tumi Taba Tumi Danya. We know your name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. You are the disciple of Keshav Bharati. Therefore you are so fortunate. No? Sampradaya Sannyasi Tumi Rahiye Gram. You also in the same religious order as us. Same. But why you avoid us? You never see our face. Why? Sannyasi hoye kore natana ganan bhavuk sabisangalan kore sanketan. You are sannyasi. Sannyasi means monk, priest, sannyasi. Why are you chanting and dancing in the streets? This is not proper. Monk means in the cave, meditating. Oh, You should be doing this. Bhavut sabe sangalo kore sankatan. Why you dance in the street with low-class persons? Vedant patan dhyan sanyasya dharma. You are dharma, you should be still, right, Sophie? Still, empty. Why are you dancing in the street? Vedanta patan. A monk should be studying scripture. Dhyan, and always absorbed in meditation. Sanyasya dharma. This is the dharma of a monk. Tahe chare kore kone bavu kerekan. Why you give all this up and dancing in the street like a sentimental, like a mad person, like a fool? You look as if you are you look as brilliant as if you were the Supreme Lord Himself. Yeah, He is the Supreme Lord. You look effulgent like God Himself. But none of us can understand why you are behaving like a low-class person. So what answer Krishna gave, Lord Chaitanya gave? No? Prabhu kahe suno Shripad irakaran guru mor ke deke koila sasan. Chaitanya said, I am a fool. And my guru also called me a fool. Actually, Lord Chaitanya was not a fool. No, because Krishna, the source of all the Vedic scriptures, he is not some fool. Our body, Sophie, is made of stool and urine, meat and bone. But Krishna's body is made of gyan, knowledge. When Krishna breathes, that's called the four Vedas. Just by breathing, he gives perfect knowledge. But Lord Chaitanya said, I am very foolish. And my guru called me a fool also. When I took initiation, my guru said, Murka tumi tomanahik vedantadika Krishna mantra japa sadai mantrasa. Lord Chaitanya also took initiation from Guru, and his Guru said, you are a foolish boy. You cannot understand the scriptures, therefore you should just chant the name of Krishna. The name of Krishna is the essence of all mantras. No? And Krishna mantra hoite hobe samsar mochan Krishna nam hoite pabe Shri Krishna racharan. You chant Krishna mantra. What's your name again? Marcus. Right. Huh?
Ranjit.
Ranjit. That's a good name. Okay, Ranjit. Very Punjabi name. So, liberation. Many people want liberation, but who gives it? No? Only one person gives liberation, that is Mukunda. That is one name of Krishna. Because with this material existence, his material existence. Who can cross it without his grace? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is it? Devi hiya saguna maya mama maya darataya mama evam ye prapadyante maya mitam tarantate. This illusion, Krishna says, this is my illusion. Mama maya, my maya. Durataya, very powerful, because my energy. No one can cross it without my permission, without surrendering to me. So if you chant the Krishna mantra, you get liberation. But if you chant the name of Krishna, you get more than liberation. After liberation, what happens? Sophie, is still there with us? Is this painful? It's very painful. Very painful. But don't worry. If you survive the operation, I don't know, many times patients die on the operation table. That is mine. Glorious. How was the lecture? Great, but no one survived. Operation was success, but the patient died. We hope that's not happening. But this is a tough thing, no? Because I was also before like this. When I hear this, what is this? Because my old belief going one way, then I hear something, this is not a good path, you should go this way. So for some people it's quite difficult. For everyone actually. But if you can digest this medicine, you get a nice thing at the end. So we believe, many people think the goal of life is liberation, extinguish your existence, or like Buddhism, non-existence, like death. Like Buddhism, their goal is nirvana, non-action. They believe action is suffering, non-action is liberation. Existence is misery, non-existence is freedom. Attachment is suffering, freedom from attachment is bliss. This is the idea of Buddhism. But the problem is, if you don't exist, who will feel happiness? No one left to feel happiness. No? So by Krishna mantra you get liberation, but after liberation there is not extinguishment of the soul. There is not stillness or death, Sophia. After liberation come the activities of liberation. Right? It's not enough just to be freed from the jail. After you're freed from jail, become the activities of freedom. Right? So muktyapi lilanam vigraham bhagavat bhajantam. After liberation, the soul gets eternal spiritual form and serves the eternal spiritual form of Krishna. That is the highest form of liberation. So Krishna mantra hoite hobe samsa mochan. By the mantra of Krishna you get liberation. But Krishnam hoite pabe si Krishna rachan. But by the name of Krishna you attain the service of Krishna. So Nam bina kali kali nahi ari dharma sarvanam sarva mantra shastra marma. I used to know all these things, forgotten. In this age of Kali Yuga, right? This is the present age we're now in, right, Marcus? Ranjit? Nam bina kali kale ara nahi dharma. In this age of Kali, there is no other religion except the chanting of the name of Krishna. Who is saying? Krishna is saying. Sarva mantra, sarva nama shastra marma. The name of Krishna contains all other mantras. The name of Krishna contains all other names. So don't think if I chant name of Krishna, what about all the other mantras? What about all the names? Don't think that. When baby Krishna was there, mother looked in his mouth. What did she see, Ranjit? You know? The entire, not just one universe, all the universe. Everything in him. So you chant his name, everything is contained there. So Lord Chaitanya's guru said this, you're a fool, idiot. This is the parampara. You are a fool, you don't know anything. So just chant these names. And his Gurudev taught him these 2-3 verses. E bole e shlok sikila mo. Saying this, my Gurudev taught me one verse. Always wear this around your neck, right? Like you wear a garland, you always feel its presence. Some fragrance is there. Well, it should be there. If you wear a garland, you always feel its presence. So you wear this verse always around your neck. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, kalo nasteva, kalo nasteva yat gatiranyata. When I joined the temple, this is the first verse I learned, I remember. In this age of Kali Yuga, in this age of Kali Yuga, in this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other method of perfection except chanting the name of Krishna, chanting the name of Krishna, chanting the name of Krishna. This is from the Kali Santana Upanishad. Those you think we just made it up. No. So his guru taught him that verse. You learn this, always think about its meaning. So, since I received the order of my guru, I started chanting the names of Krishna. No? E age pan nam loy anukshan nam loite loite mo branta hoiloman. By chanting the name of Krishna, what happened to me? Something extraordinary happened. I became bewildered. What happened? Daraja daritanar hoilo unmat. By chanting this name, I became mad. Hasi kandi nachi gai yache madmat. I began laughing. This mantra made me laugh. Hasi kandi, weep. If you get something nice, how much you feel happy. When you lose it, how much you weep. When Krishna comes before you, laugh. And when Krishna, by his independent desire, disappears, the devotee weeps. But that is sweet, not like this world. Hasi kandi nachi gai. I began dancing, singing. Yeche madmat. I became like a madman. Pagal hoile ami tabe daje dare man koilen vichar Krishnam gyan achan hoile amar. Before Lord Chaitanya said, I had so much knowledge, this world, everything. But this name of Krishna took it all away. No? It covered me. I realized I had lost my former position. So grave before, so scholarly. But this name had taken everything from me. No? Pagal hoile ami darja nahimani, right? What did they say in India when someone's crazy? Pagal, right? Pagal hoile ami darja nahimani. I saw I had become mad. I had become mad. What happened to me? So thinking I'm a mad person, he went back to his guru. And what did he say? Ki mantra dibai gosai ki mantra bal japate mantra koelo pagal. Again, pagal. I went to my Gurudev and said, Gurudev, what mantra you gave me? What power is there? By chanting this, I became mad. Right? I became mad. Be careful, Sophie. Madness awaits you. Hasya nache mo kore krandan. He said, Gurudev, you gave me this mantra, I'm chanting. This mantra makes me weep. This mantra makes me laugh. This mantra makes me dance. This mantra makes me sing. I am not doing. This mantra is forcing me to do this. When Guru heard this, he became very happy. Krishna Mahamantra etu swabhav japite japite koel Krishna rupa jaya bhav. This is the nature of the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the result of chanting the Mahamantra. One's love for Krishna awakens. No? E japit tar Krishna upajaya bhav. His bhav to Krishna awakens. This is the result. Krishna visayaka prem param purushata. Dyar age trina tule tyar purusata. 4 main goals of people in this world, Sophie. Some people want heavenly planets. Some people want religion, religiosity, some reputation. Some want mystic powers. Some want liberation. This is called Chaturvarga. But there is a 5th goal of life, which no one knows about. That is called Panch Purusata, the 5th goal of life called Krishna Prem. Krishna Visayaka Prem Pancha Purusata. This love for Krishna. With Krishna as the object. Now we love, right? We love daughter, husband. What we love. What do you love? Martial arts. Something. We all love something. But love of Krishna means Krishna is the only object of that love. Krishna Visayaka Prem. That is like an ocean of happiness. There is nothing comparable to that. Krishna Nam Fal Prem Sarva Shastrakai. All the scriptures say that love of Krishna is the goal of life. And you are very fortunate, my son, you have tasted it. No? Premeswar bhav koi chitta tanuprob. This is the nature of love of Krishna. It induces ecstasy in the body and makes one more and more greedy. How can I get Krishna? So when one develops love of God, he naturally weeps. Sometimes he laughs. Sometimes he chants. Sometimes he runs here and there like a mad person. Swayad, Kamparu, Manchasru, Gadgad, Divairvanya. Some symptoms are there. Say Hare Krishna, Sophie.
Hare Krishna.
Did tears pour from your eyes like rivers? Hair stand on end in ecstasy? Did voice choke? Did you dance? Did you weep? Did the body change color? Did you become stunned? No. Why we are not chanting the name of Krishna? We're just murmuring some alphabets. But when you chant pure name, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's chanting pure name, Sudanam. Krishna name is Krishna himself, direct perception of Krishna. Ranjit, say Hare Krishna. No tears flowing, voice choke. I'm saying, don't worry. Our position is very terrible. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru was saying, one who chants perfectly, he gets the perfect result. Perspiration, trembling, the hairs of the body stand on end, tears, choked voice, changing complexion, madness, melancholy. This is not like this world, depression. You see there Radharani weeping. No, melancholy. I could not get Krishna. But this is one symptom of ecstasy. Patience, pride, joy, bliss, many, many moods coming one after like waves on an ocean. Who can count? No one can count. No? These natural symptoms of love of Krishna appear in the body when one achieves perfection. This causes the devotee to dance in ecstasy as he floats in the ocean of bliss. You are very fortunate, my son, you have developed such symptoms. Your life is successful. And one instruction is there. Nacho Gao Bhakta Sangha Kore Sankirtan, always stay with the devotees and chant the names of Krishna. You should dance, chant the holy names. You should spread the chanting of Krishna's name everywhere for the benefit of all. In this way you can deliver the whole world. Deliver means give the name of Krishna, and Krishna's name will deliver. And many, many things. This is big lecture, Sophie. Big lecture he gave. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes some other scriptural evidence from the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Puran. Evam brata swapriyanam dvatanuraga dutachitta uche. When the devotee chants the name of Krishna who is very dear to him, his heart melts. That time he laughs, weeps, becomes agitated like a mad person. Italokabaya, he does not care for the opinion of anyone. No. Mostly devotees control their mood. No. Like a whale jumps in an ocean, big whale jumps, but ocean is not disturbed. So someone whose heart is like an ocean, big ecstasies, but you will not see any transformation. No. But sometime, out of kindness, they show these things to us. No? Sometimes you see Gurudev cry, very rarely, but sometimes he also weep, Sometimes he also becomes stunned. Not very rare, he always controlled. Like a chaste woman, not show her body in public. High-class devotee, not show these ecstasies. But sometimes we are fortunate and you can catch some glimpse. Gurudev becomes stunned or sometimes weeping. No? So these all verses are from different scriptures, no? What is this from? Hari Bhakti Sudhadoy. O Krishna, O Master of the universe, since I have directly seen you, my bliss is like a great ocean. Being in that ocean, I now realize all other happiness is like the water contained in the footprint of a calf. I should learn that verse, it's a nice one. Never too cool for school. So Lord Chaitanya gave this lecture to everyone, no? Imagine, all these learned persons, they heard. Their pride was smashed to pieces. No? Their minds changed. Changing, Sophie? No. Okay. No, most people's hearts are like stones. Even they hear these things, mind not changed. But their mind changed. They become humble. No? They said, what you said, everything is perfect. We accept. No? One who has good fortune definitely achieves love of Krishna. They accept. But why you don't discuss the scriptures like the Vedanta Sutra? Right? What are you doing in your ashram with the Gyanananda Giri? What they're doing all day? Vedanta Sutra, right? Right. Huh? This is what they do. Why are you against discussion of the scriptures like the Vedanta? The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you don't mind, if you want to hear, I will speak something on the Vedanta also. And he gave his devotional understanding of the Vedanta. Well, time is not here tonight. Patience may not be there also. But if you have some time, you can read his devotional, the Bhakti Vedanta, the devotional understanding of the Vedanta. And this always cut to pieces this Sankaracharya's commentary. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in such a way everyone's heart melted. All sannyasis also began, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So all these persons who were previously criticizing him and against him, all their hearts changed. Then afterwards he met with the devotees, like we said, Chandrasekhar, Tapan Mishra, Sanatana Goswami was there. So he met with them after, and he told them, like a farmer. A farmer, imagine, he picks 200 kilos of cucumber. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not said cucumber, but he gave the example of a farmer. A farmer collects so much he puts it on his bullock cart. That time was no four-wheel drives or anything. So the farmer picks 200, 300 kilos of cucumber and he goes to market, but no one's buying. So what does he do? Should he take the cucumber back to his farm? That is also a waste of time. So what does he do? Oh, okay, 10 kilos for a pound. 20 kilos for a pound. Right? Pound of money. Right? 30 kilos. Anyhow, in the end, no one just take for free. He gives to the cows, to the monkeys, because what's he going to do carrying it back? So Lord Chaitanya said, I brought my basket load of Krishna Prem here, but no one was taking. So I just gave for free like that. So anyway, this is different, very different conception to what we have heard, maybe in our whole lives, no? But don't just throw it because it's some difference. Many times we can experience something new, something superior. But of course we have our own intelligence to understand which is good, which is best. Which is best, Sophie, to become chocolate or to taste it? Think about it carefully. So is it better to merge, or is it better to be separate and develop loving relationship with God? Anyway, I cannot make it any more clear. So this story, very sweet and very powerful history of Lord Chaitanya. No? So of course we can chant the names. Of course we will not feel these ecstasies, heart melting, but still, this is our practice. One day will come. No? Any questions from people? Maya, any question? Yes, what?
How does God breathe?
Through his nose. Right? God has a body, a spiritual body. He breathes through his... How do you breathe? Hare Krishna. Do you want to play Mridanga, Kunja? What tune you know? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Nittai 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 Gauranga. Jaya Nittai 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 Gauranga. Jaya Nittai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Nittai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Gaura 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 Hari. Jaya Gaura 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 Hari. Jaya Nittai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Hari Jaya Nittai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Go Pramanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Any questions, sir? Okay. Marcus, Ranjit? Anything?
My question is just this lovely presence that people who are in love with God.
Where do you live?
Just down the road in Forest Road.
Do you know him from before?
Yeah, we live in the same. I know Sophie, but we live in the same house.
Oh.
That's how I know that this is happening.
Thank you for coming. Hope it wasn't too...
No, not at all. It's lovely to talk about these things.
Thank you. We're going to do Aarti, or do you want to?
already did.
Okay. Then stay for some prasad.
Oh.
Take care.